Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lisa's List. I'm Lisa Patterson with Daniel Ravenel Sotheby's International Realty in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. And we are talking about interior design, and I've reached out to some of my friends, and I'm with Alyson today. Alyson is of Allyson K Designs. Thanks, Alyson, for joining me today.
It's a pleasure, Lisa.
Well, thanks. I always like to tell how I know people. So Alyson years ago was a client of mine. She came to Charleston to purchase a home, and since she's purchased a home, I've sold a home for her. But Alyson and I just hit it off, and our favorite thing to do together, we got to be really good friends, is to antique together. And Alyson is an amazing designer, and she has such an eye. I mean, I love shopping with her, but my big envy with Alyson, she just has an eye for art, and she has an amazing art collection. That's one of the things I love about, she collects all kinds of things, but that's my favorite. So Alyson, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about several different things, and just, we're going to pick your brain because everyone wants to know about how to decorate their house and they never know where to start. And my clients, most of the time, can never have a vision when they go in a house. So when you go to meet with a client or you go to decorate one of your houses, which I've seen many that you've done, how do you come up with a vision and what's your inspiration?
Things I love. And as you said, I love artwork. So if I can find a great piece of art, like you can see over my mantle, I found this wonderful portrait. It's very whimsical, very sweet, and it's of an old New Orleans family. It was found at an estate sale. And it was reasonable because not many people want old portraits of those family members who aren't their family members, but I love them and I love the colors. So that actually became my starting point for this room. And it was just so whimsical, so much fun to discover it. When you do a new house, it's like a Rubik's Cube of discovery, and that's what makes it so wonderful. Nothing is cut and dried. You have to have your eyes open, willing to take chances, willing to go out and shop and just get inspired. And then whatever hits you, we'll use that as the takeoff point. Now, some people have beautiful Oriental rugs, and that's another great takeoff point. I love Oriental rugs or any kind of rug. In here, I have a soft Ushak rug. Love those too. But rugs don't have to be expensive. Paintings don't have to be expensive. But I think original artwork is what gives every house its little touch, its little cachet that says, I'm an individual. I'm not like anyone else.
Yeah, and I know Alyson and I have shopped a lot together over the years, and we've found great art in just little antique shops and shopping malls and things like that that I've actually used in my house and Alyson's used in her house.
And we fight over them.
Yeah, we've begun to do that. Another thing I love about Alyson is with her design work is she's always evolving, always changing. And, a room doesn't have to stay the same all the time. I mean, you can buy pieces that you move from room to room, and you do that a lot. I've been to Alyson's house this week and then go next week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's moved around. It's changed.
Well, I love doing that because if I find a piece that I like and I want to replace another piece there, it's just a domino thing. So you take one piece off the wall and you hang the preferred piece because it's just absolutely right. I mean, you've been searching for a while for something like that and it comes along, you can't resist. And then, there are all kinds of other places you can hang them. I like art in powder rooms. A lot of people like wallpaper in powder rooms, and I do that too, but I love to hang art also.
So
even kitchens.
Oh yeah, I have art over my stove in my kitchen, a great whimsical painting that I love. It's real colorful. What do you think is the biggest mistake people make when they're decorating a room?
I think it's just being afraid to be personal, to figure out what it is that they love, and they're just going out to, say, a furniture store and buying everything in one place. They miss the fun of the hunt and peck, which can be so wonderful. It takes confidence to do that. And you just have to know what you like, but don't give up. Don't just go to one store and order everything. There's so many great, unique pieces.
Then it always just looks like your house is like the showroom at the furniture store.
Exactly. Exactly.
And,
I had one client, a bachelor, who called me once and he said, can you help me? I think I'm making a mistake. He said, I went to this furniture store and they want to sell me everything. And he said, I'm a little worried that I'm being taken. So, I did help him and we did buy pieces from that furniture store, but then we went out antiquing and we found a lot of unique pieces and, it just made it so much better. So we just filtered in some unique into the regular popular storeroom look.
so Allison has helped me over the years when I have listings that need help, and she's helped me stage them. And what I love about things that Allison does in her design work is layering. And a lot of people just don't really know how to do it, or they're afraid to do it. And I mean, you just have that down. I mean, when you go in Allison's rooms, they don't look decorated, they don't look staged. They look like it's just collected over time and they're layered and you just want to spend time in them. So, how do you go about layering that room?
Well, one thing, people are afraid of putting things in front of other things. So say you've got a beautiful mirror behind a console and you then have a cute little miniature portrait or something you like. You put that on top of the mirror, maybe off to a side, and then filter those in too. Don't worry about showing everything of everything. That's a real fault. Like, oh, if I put that lamp there, it's going to block part of the mirror. No, that is the charm. And that's what makes layering so composed and almost antique like an old painting. I mean, when you look at wonderful old paintings of still lives, they didn't have everything exposed. Everything is layered, and that creates a wonderful vignette, which is what I like, is a vignette. And the best thing to do is take a picture of it with your phone and step back and say, does this look contrived or does this look natural? What do I think about it? A picture is worth 1,000 words. It really will.
For some reason, you keep freezing up. So I'll just have to, that's okay. I can cut and take stuff out and whatever, but so say that part again about take a picture of it. And
Okay. The best thing you can do to judge the room you're putting together is take a picture of it, take a photo from different angles and look at it. And you can see whether it looks contrived or it's too spare or it's too busy. And it really does, it helps me to see it. I do it in my own house.
so what do you think when people are starting to decorate a room or when you're working with them, what is the most important piece that they can buy for a room? Because I know some people don't, I don't want to spend a lot of money on this or on that, but there's always that one piece that makes a room that's important.
Well, that's a really good question. And it really depends. Like I said before, if you have a fabulous piece of art, let's start with that and pull colors out of that artwork. If you have a fabulous rug that, you've inherited or that is just beautiful, let's start with that and let that be the dictating color scheme of the room. Or maybe you have a wonderful sofa. Say you've got a fabulous velvet blue sofa that you want to start with. Well, then, we go to the blue and white family or blue and cream, or, then we look for pops of color. It's whatever you happen to have, whatever really sings to you. And it's not the same for everybody. You may have a great antique piece and that you want to show off. And that's what we have to do, whatever it is.
So one thing that Alice and I both have in common in our decorating is we love color. And I think a lot of people, I go in homes all the time, they're afraid of color. They're really afraid to use color. And I think it comes down, they really don't know how to use that color.
Well, it's not, people, they don't feel safe doing it. And let's face it, men like brown things. And I have one client, she's a wonderful person, but I say, you're not allowed to buy anything more that's brown. You know, we've got to get you off, but it's so safe. You know, everybody likes brown. No, but if you put enough brown things in a room, it's going to die. It's going to have no personality. It will just, you know, drop dead. So, you know, the brown furniture is coming back in bits and pieces, and it can really work, but you've got to have sparks of color or else the room is dead.
Yeah, and your rule of thumb is pretty much what, 3, 4 colors?
Yes, there's got to be a primary color. In this particular room, it has very much a neutral palette in the furniture, except I have the pop of one orange chair. I think you can see it there. And that orange chair is just spectacular. So, and then you see those murals on the wall. They are 18th century antique murals in a aqua tint. And there's just something wonderful about aqua and orange. They're at opposite ends of the color scale. So they're really, they really pop each other. And then the rest is a neutral. So yes, you've got to have pops of color or else, you know, what do you have? Just a white box.
One of the things I love about Allison's rooms too, she always seems to use something acrylic. And, you know, over the years, I've watched her with some of these rooms, and I mean, some amazing pieces in acrylic. So, and what is funny is Alyson has a lot of antique features in her rooms, but she will also take a contemporary piece or acrylic piece. And I think people don't realize it's okay. That's safe to do that.
You're right, Lisa. And the beauty of acrylic is that it gives you space, it gives you utility, and it doesn't take up much room visually because it's see-through. So right now, I'm not sure you can see it, but I have a beautiful acrylic and brass coffee table on top of a beautiful Ushak rug. And you can see through it. And so it's light and airy, but it's useful. We put drinks on it. We could eat on it. You know, I have pretty things I put on it. But yes, that's the beauty of acrylic and even glass.
So in closing, because of people listing their homes, and you've staged homes for me over the years, and people come in and they actually, there's actually been some empty homes and people think, oh my gosh, these people have great stuff. I'm like, it's staged. And they never understood it because Alyson doesn't just use things that normally people use when they stage. She uses antique pieces and all that. But my question to you is, a lot of times people do not feel when they have their house listed that they need someone to come in and just give them that, you know, a tweak or stage. And I just want people to hear it from you. How much of a difference does that make when you put your house on the market?
It makes it, unless you're a designer yourself, it makes a huge difference, you know, because I think we're out in the market enough. We know trends. We know what appeals to people instantly. We know how to take the best of what they have and rework it to make it all shine. And it really, staging is a lot of work. We sometimes move furniture in one room. There's a site in New York about staging, and these are real pros that just, they talk about, they actually have numbers about how quickly their homes sell when they're staged versus just sitting on the market forever for month after month.
Yeah, I've actually had some houses in the past that set and then they were staged and then they go under contract immediately. Well, Alyson, thanks so much for doing this for me. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll get together and do some antiquing soon. So
I hope so, Lisa. I miss antiquing with you in person. We've been doing a lot of online stuff, sharing with each other, but it'd be nice to get together.
We're in a renovation right now, And Alyson sometimes tells me I don't need her help, but Alyson is my go-to when I'm working on my house. So I will have her information at the end of the video. Give her a call. I mean, she designs here in Charleston, Atlanta, Alabama, where else? Florida, everywhere. So I will share her information. And if anyone has any questions, you can reach out to Alyson. And until next time on Lisa's List.
Thank you, Lisa. I enjoyed it.